hell was that?
I think how we feeling, ladies and gents? What's the word tonight? Friday, we've made it. Another weekend is upon us. Sach, man, we're here, baby. We're ready to go. We're here chopping up sports, guys. This is the BCS show after hours. Your boy ZJ, Sachman in the house. Just here to chop it up, really. You know, a nice, easy Friday. I know you guys are working hard out there doing your thing.
Oh,
so
yeah. You already know.
We're just here to chop it up a little. Just no stress here. If you guys want to chime in, throw a comment, throw a question, throw a concern out there. We'll give you a shout out here on the show. This is the Bet Champ Show. You guys can catch us on our social media accounts. That's at Bet Champ Show. Everywhere you can find us, all the content you want. We do it, and we do it up in here. But Sach, how we feeling tonight, my guy?
Feeling good. I mean, it's kind of a dead spot in, sports alone right now. So not the most exciting thing going on, but, a lot of underground off-season moves are being made for, NBA, NFL, and whatnot. So it's good to kind of always refresh and kind of keep up with what's going on. But other than that, it's kind of a dead betting spot right here until the Olympics start up. Then we kind of start getting into some more plays and whatnot. But no, good to be here as always. And, two-man show right now.
Two-man show, no E, no Wit. Wit might chime in a little later. E's a little lost. Don't know where the guy is, but hey, we wish him all the well.
Where's E? Where's
E tonight? Where's WWE, ladies and gents? Let us know how you're feeling out there. Throw us a comment, throw us a question or a concern. We'll give you a shout out here on the show. Let us know what conversation you want to hear tonight, and we'll include you in it as we go back and forth. Sach, really just free balling it tonight with everything going on in the world. Obviously, like you kind of said, it kind of a dry spot here, ladies and gents. Not a lot happening in the sports world. We have the Olympics coming up, which is going to be huge. We're going to be going over a lot of that stuff. Definitely putting out some bets and a lot of that. And some random bets, too, with all the random events they have in the Olympics. But excited for that. One of those things, Sach, I'll tell you what, we'll lead into this. What I love about the Olympics, obviously, men, women out there representing their country, doing their thing at the sports they all enjoy and love. But what I really enjoy about it as a consumer is you turn your TV on and you could go to 4 different channels and there's always something going on with the Olympics, which I think is so cool at any point of the day, especially at any point of the day. You turn it on, you see BMX, you turn it on. Guys are out there playing bocce ball or whatever. It's just the most random stuff, but you get so caught up in it, which I love. Like I could be sitting on the couch at 2 a.m. watching guys throw some javelins, watching this, watching that, just obviously ping pong, stuff like that. So all the randomness I think is so cool. There's always something on and always get some action out there to bet on everything. But what do you kind of enjoy, Sachman, with the Olympics coming up? And guys, let us know what you enjoy in the chat there. We'll give you a shout out here on the show, but kind of where are you at with that?
I mean, just like what you said, the Olympics there's so many different events that go on. You got sports like fucking bocce ball. You got flag football now that's being added this year, I believe. You got all kinds of different things. Like you got basketball, which is obviously the main one for us right now. It kind of is weird because when you look at there's no football Olympics, which is American. There's no the baseball Olympics doesn't really matter. Like you don't get the hype like NBA does. You got swimming. Obviously, we don't have Michael Phelps anymore. You got track. You got all these guys that are pretty good. Like you said, it's just cool to see the other countries and what is really important in the world, because when you look at USA, we only think of our big 4. You got baseball, basketball, football, you got hockey, you got a kind of other little things like that. But it's a time where, it's one thing that we can all agree on, and we're all Team USA at the end of the day. We might get caught up in, we got teams of this and that, cities against cities in basketball and football, but one thing that I really like about the Olympics is we can all come together as a country and root for our guys. We got USA basketball over there. We got all these other sports going on. So it's cool that we can all at least root for one team for the time being. Every 4 years, it doesn't come around often. The basketball World Cup that was 2 years ago is really the main headliner of why this team pretty much was built. The track guy for USA, who was kind of like, oh, you're not the world champions and blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And I think that kind of took like offense to a lot of these guys over here in USA. And that's pretty much why we built the Avengers. I mean, we got all the Infinity Stones over here when it comes to basketball.
Oh, yeah.
And
LeBron's holding them in his palm.
Yeah, the one thing that can be made is we got Lethanos, we got Curry, we got Durant, we got all these guys. So that's pretty much what I'm looking forward to. It's going to be a grind. I'm really happy to see, how USA does, especially without Kevin Durant. But no, the Olympics is great. Every 4 years, kind of going off of that. Did you see they came out with a top 100 athletes of the 21st?
Yes. Yeah.
And did you see who was number one?
Read them off to me real quick. I heard the list on the sports talk radio and everything.
I got to look at it, but I think the top 10 consisted. Well, number one was Michael Phelps.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Oh, so I remember that. Which completely agree. How many gold medals Michael Phelps has? That's another thing that kind of brings the spirit of the Olympics. Obviously, Phelps long retired and everything, but that dude has so many gold medals, Sach. It is that dude was the Olympics at some point. We talk about now, that obviously Team USA basketball, that's huge and everything. But when the Olympics was on and Michael Phelps was there, everyone was watching. That he was Mr. Olympic.
Yeah,
that was the big thing. And it was so cool. Every 4 years, he would always be there killing it, doing his thing at any event you could imagine in the swimming section and whatnot. So I did hear that one and everything. Obviously I know where you kind of at with that.
The thing is, like, when I look at, so this is where I'm coming from, and I want you to stay with me for a little bit. The only issue that I have with putting someone who's a swimmer, and I know Michael Phelps is USA, he's the face of swimming when it comes to USA as a whole and all their history and all the gold medals. I get that. The only thing that I really have a problem with, and he's from the United States, so I'm all for it. He's definitely a top 10 athlete when it comes to the 21st century. The only thing that I want you to, people to realize, and where I'm coming from when I say this, is swimming is a thing where it's so, there's all these events that come with swimming. There's 10, 20 different events when it comes to swimming like that. You got the team events, you got all this stuff. Swimming is one thing where you can't impose your physical ability on the opponent. You can, but it's not like a head-to-head matchup where Michael Phelps can put dominance and body and hit people in that regard. That's the only thing that I really have a problem with, is putting him at number one, because I don't think he's a better athlete than LeBron. I don't think he's a better athlete than Messi. I don't think he's a better athlete than Serena Williams or. It's so weird. I know you can put the top 10, they can all be number one when it comes down to it because it's around the world, but putting a swimmer in there that can do so much, in basketball, there's no event where you can, you can't win 10 gold medals in 10 different events for basketball. You can't do 10 gold medal events for a football player. You can't do any of that, only swimming. And so it kind of does suck. He definitely earned being in the top 10. There's no doubt about it. He's the best swimmer of all time. I just have a problem with that being number one. Do you kind of get what I'm saying? He can't put his physical ability on someone.
I'll give you some pushback with it, but I definitely hear what you're saying. Yeah. I get what you're saying. Sachman calling out Michael Phelps.
No, I'm not calling out.
I know. I'm just fucking with you. 28 total medals, Sach. 23 gold, 3 silver, 2 bronze. So from that standpoint, that's absolutely insane. You talk about GOAT type of conversations. Michael Phelps is definitely in that conversation, hands down. No pushback on that. And I'm hearing what you're saying, obviously physical ability and everything. Here's where I'll give you some pushback. you look up the term, athletic, physical, great shape, all these things. I think Michael Phelps is definitely all of those things. I mean, that dude was as fit as you could get if you look at from a physicality type of fitness type of standpoint, Sach. Michael Phelps was definitely that. And the other pushback I kind of want to give you and everything, and obviously I'm just throwing stuff out here. I'm not agreeing or disagreeing. But sports and being athletic in general is more than just being physical and everything. Obviously, you look at track and field for the Olympics again is one of the backbones of the Olympics. Track and field. That's where sports kind of got branched off from and everything.
Track and swimming. Like
right,
those are the two.
So,
those are the two mother nature fucking.
So there's different forms of physicality, athleticism, and all that. And I think they're just in a category of their own. But you look at track stars and everything. Obviously, they're not bumping into each other and all that. But I mean, these people are some of the most fit people in the world, Sach,
yeah,
man.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? So, but I definitely hear what you're saying from like a sports standpoint and all that, which is also why, you look at basketball, the NFL, you look at why these are very annual type of things that are the big in the world when it comes to viewerships. But then you got to look at these other events, track and field, swimming, and there's more and so on, why they're so big in the Olympics.
Yeah.
They're huge, these get a lot of viewerships and everything. Definitely hear what you're saying. I just think from an idol type of standpoint for America, I mean, Michael Phelps was that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Obviously, you look at guys like, obviously LeBron, a staple for the NBA and everything like that. Great, like one of the greatest players that everyone knows LeBron, right? But the world was tuned in when Michael Phelps was taking that mound about to dive into that water. You know what I mean? Like the world knew, and I'm not saying the world doesn't know LeBron James, but the world knew Michael Phelps.
And I remember, and it was crazy because I remember, like, I've never watched a swimming event in my life unless Michael Phelps was in it. That was pretty much it. So I get what you're saying, like, where he could completely change, like, who was watching. And that's the main thing when you, like, look at the best athletes of all time. I remember where I was when Michael Phelps was winning all those gold medals. I remember I was in the mountains, in the hot springs with my family and my cousins. Like, I vividly remember where I was at on the TV in the hotel watching the Olympics when Michael Phelps was swimming. And I could give two shits about swimming. But when Michael Phelps was swimming and competing at that level, everyone tuned in. So I don't have a problem with it necessarily. I guess I'm kind of just looking at it from an athletic standpoint, an American standpoint. But yeah, I mean, everything you said was right. Like
the other thing I want
to epitome of a gold medal.
The other thing I will add too, and like I said, I'm not arguing or disagreeing with anything you said because you have a huge point to it and everything. The only thing I will throw in there too, though, is when it comes to like Michael Phelps and you say like the NBA and all that. When it comes to like basketball and football, it is a team type of sport. You know what I mean? When you look at sports like track and field and swimming, obviously there's events that are team wise and everything, but the majority of these events are individual events. Yeah. So you look at the NBA and guys who've won championships. Well, they had a lot of people around them that helped them get there. Michael Phelps went out and did it and got it himself. You know what I mean? And again, and he was at the world stage. He wasn't in the American stage. He was at the world stage, best in the world. So that's the only thing I'll throw out there. But like, good conversation. I love it. Especially with the rankings. I think, like we said, Michael Phelps for sure, one of the best GOATs when it comes to sports and everything. And it's crazy we talk about this because I remember we did that thing with Bailey a while back, and we were listing like the top athletes, and everything. And Michael Phelps was definitely in those conversations.
Yeah.
one of the things we'll keep the ball rolling, guys. Shout out to all the live viewers and listeners. This is the Bet Champ Show after hours. You got ZJ and Sach tonight. No E, no Wit. You got the young guns with you tonight, though. You got the young bulls with you. We're off and rolling, just talking a little Olympic sports. If you guys have a question, comment, or concern, or want to get the ball rolling on another conversation, just throw it in the chat. We'll give you a shout out and we'll get the conversation going with what you guys have to offer. But Sach, kind of going back with the Olympics, like I said, you see it every 4 years, but when it's on, man, it's like you're kind of glued to it. You want to see it. And like I said, at any hour of the day, night, there can be something on, which I think is awesome, man. I think that's so cool. So I kind of wanted to just throw out some just random type of Olympic sports that we're going to see this year and everything, and what you kind of think. If there's one you're like, dang, okay, I forgot about that, maybe I'll tune into that, because there's a lot of these. I don't know who's competing in some of these, but just the fact that it's on, I'm gonna watch it, you know what I mean? So of course, here's some random events for the Olympics, right? Of course, you have archery, badminton's always badass to
badminton was crazy,
right? You got badminton. Obviously another one too, not really a random one, but another one that's really fun to watch is beach volleyball. That's really cool one to watch.
The doubles beach volleyball is fucking
that's always awesome.
Yes,
you got canoe racing, you got cricket, obviously BMX is huge. And then a bunch of cycling, right? You got mountain cycling, you got street cycling, so all kinds of stuff like that. Another fun one to watch is diving. The synchronized diving is pretty cool to watch.
That's fucking. I don't know. Like the diving, I just don't fucking understand. Like I understand it, but like it is hard for me to watch to like shit like that, because I don't like. I'm sure to the common person, like we don't know what the fuck a good score is. Everyone looks fucking good when we watch them. We're like, oh shit, that was clean. But it does. You got to pay respect to people that mastered their crafts in that 100%. Way. That's what you got to really.
That's the beauty of the Olympics, right? There's so much you have to offer here, and there's so many different categories, and you see people at all different sorts of levels being great at this one thing. What I was saying with the diving is obviously there's single diving, all that, but the one thing I think is kind of cool is the synchronized diving, where you and the partner have to match the exact same dive, and you're scored if you look the exact same.
Yeah,
that's crazy to me. Like that crazy. You talk about like timing and all that. That's cool. You got handball, you got judo, you got karate, lacrosse. You got pentathlons, marathons, gymnastics. Gymnastics is always really cool to watch in the Olympics.
Yeah, gymnastics is fucking legit.
Gymnastics is huge legit for the Olympics.
And the Fab Five that the USA had back in the day, with like Ali Reichter, you had Jordan Weber, you had all those. They were fucking crazy.
So those are always cool. Another one's kind of going down the list, guys, just Olympics type of sports you wouldn't really think of outside of the Olympics. You got rowing, you got rugby, sailing.
Rowing, bro. The rowing is fucking crazy when they're rowing in the boat.
You got like
they're fucking going down.
That's another thing, bro. Like you're racing in a row or something like that, and you know how strong you got to be to row one of those big ass boats, Sach.
And those dudes are going home with the gold medal. Whoever wins, they're going home with the gold medal.
That stuff is crazy. You wouldn't normally watch it, but the Olympics are on, and it's so entertaining, bro. It's so entertaining. You got climbing, you got squash, you got surfing, Sach. Table tennis, taekwondo, trampoline.
What is the game with the when they throw the puck and they're like fucking scraping the fucking
So ice? That's curling, but that's in the Winter Olympics.
Oh shit.
But and then just that, but I love bro, I love watching curling though. I don't know why. See it's just it's so random, but it's so cool to watch every once in a while. Right. You got another cool one, weightlifting. That's always cool to see that, the strongest men, strongest women do their deadlifting and shit, Sach.
Yeah, that's pretty
water polo. And another one that's kind of big for the Olympics too, a huge sporting one is wrestling. You got the legit wrestlers out there doing this thing.
Crazy,
Wrestling's pretty cool. Just going down the list, I know I just said a lot. Any one of those, random ones. I'm talking not ones you normally see. But any one of those random ones, you're like, okay, if it's on, I'll probably watch it for a couple minutes. I'll tell you mine real quick. One that I think's pretty cool just to see, and I could just get lost in it, is archery. Bro, you ever like that? They got to be so spot on.
Yeah.
They're literally hitting the same mark every single. It's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
I think
that's
archery is so cool to
legit
watch.
skill. It's fucking. You're talking the best in the world at fucking
bro. Like
a fucking arrow.
That's a sport, bro. Like it's a sport. You know what I mean? Like that's another one of those things.
I can get on board with that.
Archery's cool to watch.
Yeah.
What you thinking?
That. Yeah, I mean, shit, bro. There's so many fucking like. It's a breath of fresh air, like when you look at it from a sports perspective, because you're looking at other shit that goes on in the world.
Yeah.
Like us as Americans, we get caught up in like thinking that everything revolves around what we like.
Right.
But it doesn't. Right. In terms of the world, bro, a lot of these fucking people dedicate their lives to archery, to fucking rowing. Like, bro,
it's like a huge honor to their like family. You know what I mean? To do these things.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying in Olympic basketball, bro. Like, there's a reason why some of these dudes play so well in it, because they're literally playing for their country. They're not playing for a team, and like they are, but at the end of the day, like they're playing for their country and their country only, and that's why so many of them play well. Like we were talking about last weekend, Jock Landale killed the USA. Is he like that in the NBA? No. But when he's playing for his country, that's what he wants to be remembered for. These guys go back to their country, and if they play well, like they're fucking the cream of the crop in the country. Like that's the cool thing about the Olympics is these guys put their lives on the line. They do whatever it takes to be, who they are. At the end of the day, they also all go back to their country, and that's what they want to be known for. Jokic is a similar guy to that. Like the passion that he was playing with when they were playing the USA was a little bit more than when he plays with the Denver Nuggets, just because he's fighting for Serbia. He's wearing Serbia because that's where he grew up. That's who he wants to play for. And it is cool to see in that aspect. So I'm all on board for all these games. I get it. It's cool to see. It's cool to see no matter what. So
I love it, bro. I mean, it's just like you were saying, Sach, especially us being in America, we kind of get so caught up and hyped in the media that's going on here, the storylines that are going on here, and some of it's just outrageous, and it's like it's not even really important when it comes to the grand scheme of things. And then you bring the Olympics, and it's like it's for honor, it's for pride, it's for where you're from, what you're representing, and everything. And it's a beauty to it. It's a whole different level when it comes to the sports world.
Yeah,
which I think is so cool. Another one that just came into my head, Sach, which is another one of those random ones that if it's on, I will definitely watch, is fencing, bro.
Fencing's cool.
Yeah, fencing's cool, man. Like, dude, that's what I love, man. There's so much stuff that you wouldn't normally watch or normally be interested in here, just with all the stuff that's already going on and everything. But when it's the Olympics, man, and to what Sach said, seeing so many people of different cultures, different backgrounds, being so good at something that could be so random or a great sport to what they do. Like, bro, these people at fencing are crazy. You know what I mean? Like, they're so good at what they do. That's what they do. That's their job. And it's crazy how good all these people are at these different types of sports and everything. So definitely looking forward to that, ladies and gents. The Olympics coming here soon. Sach and myself are going to be in Vegas for that. So that just makes it all the more
cool.
fun.
That's going to be fun.
If you guys are in Vegas the 26th through the 29th, want to catch up, want to watch something, want to come out with the fellas or anything, hit us up. Let us know. We're not strangers at all.
Boys will be in Vegas.
We'll be there. We'll say hi. You want to put a little action on a game, we'll definitely cheer you on and everything. Cool stuff with that. Sach definitely will be getting into more of that as shows go on and the Olympics start nearing us closer. Next up, I thought, just any NBA thoughts now bouncing back. You're thinking of right now, anything you want to throw out there in the air, anything you want to talk about. If not, we can keep bouncing around to different subjects, but let's hop into the NBA right now.
Yeah, the biggest thing is obviously Russell Westbrook's going to go to the Nuggets. I think it's a great pickup for the Nuggets, a great guy to have off the bench. A guy that'll buy into the system, obviously, because he's playing with Jamal and Jokic. A guy that is looking for a ring. Not looking for a ring. He wants to obviously contribute. And the Nuggets is a perfect team for him to contribute and obviously ring chase. So I like the move by the Nuggets. They needed it. They needed a guy like that on their team. The only issue that I have is I think it might be too late in what they're doing just because they haven't signed anyone outside of Dario Saric and Russell Westbrook. They're not going to be guys that are going to move the needle. And when I say move the needle, I'm talking move the needle in terms of winning a championship. I think they still need like one more piece pretty much, but I would want to see I want to see the starting or the rotation of Jamal, Westbrook, Gordon, MPJ, Jokic. Like that could very well be a thing. So I think it'll be good. I like the signing by them, but I think they're just still one piece short. And I think the NBA is kind of slowed down right now. Still got a lot of good free agents out there. Like you said, Tyus Jones, Gary Trent Jr., a great shooter, a great shooting guard, great point guard. You got guys like that are still out there. So it'll be interesting in the next coming weeks leading up to September on who is pretty much going to be the cream of the crop. But like I said, I still think the Celtics are going to be the top dogs, respectfully and rightfully so. So it'll be good to see. I'm excited. I want the season to start tomorrow.
So, I do too, Sach, man.
I want the season to start tomorrow just to see how everyone's going. My Warriors got Buddy Hield, and I kind of want to see what's going on. They're still in the Lauri Markkanen sweepstakes with the Utah Jazz, so that'll be interesting to see. Like I said, fuck Danny Ainge and fuck the Jazz because they think this motherfucker Lauri Markkanen is like some Kobe Bryant or some shit and Kevin Durant. So I'm just ready to see what goes down to. But nonetheless, I do like the signing by the Nuggets. It's a good deal.
Man, it's always so hard in the sports world. You talk about in any sport really when free agency starts to hit and guys are moving around and you're seeing guys form teams, you're always ready to watch them play. You want to see some action, want to see what happens. That's the crappy part about the offseason. You got to wait, until the following year. Going back to what Sach was saying with Russell Westbrook, obviously I'm a huge Nuggets fan. Big Nuggets guy. We're in Colorado, Sach, myself, so I grew up around him. Want to see the Nuggets do good, want to see him get back to the championship. And the other thing is I've been a Westbrook fan since I was in high school.
Yeah.
Right. Young Westbrook with the Oklahoma City Thunder. I couldn't get enough of that. I loved it. Loved how explosive he is. Obviously, this is a different Westbrook coming to Denver. A little older, hasn't had the best track record with some of the past couple teams he's been with. Just being that this will be his sixth team and everything. He's still Russell Westbrook, though. Still a first ballot Hall of Famer. Right? First ballot Hall of Famer, Mr. Triple Double. He's still a good player for the NBA. And now I think we're going to have some games where we're like, Russ was a little too much tonight, but I think we're also going to have some games where it's like, wow, without Russ and those couple hustle plays he made there, he kind of took the game and grabbed it for us. I'm excited to have him here. And to what everyone's kind of saying and everything, we need Russ to come off the bench. We need him to back up Jamal Murray. We need him to play some good minutes for us. And I think he's going to be great for that role. I truly do. I think this is a really great situation for Russell Westbrook coming here. He's with a team that has a chance to win a title, right? I know that's what he wants to do, moving into his older years and everything. And I think a lot of people are like, you guys are adding Russ to the team. And I'm just saying the world. A lot of people that are involved to the inside, like, you're adding Russ to the team. Like he's this, he's that. He's not going to do this, move this. We don't need Russ to be an all-star here in Denver. We have our all-star. We have our all-star. We have our role players. We need Russ to provide his hustle and his dog mentality. I love him coming here because I think Russ is going to bring another mindset to the Denver Nuggets. You look at our team, great players, great role players. No real voice though for the team. Jokic isn't really talking much and all that. That's just not him. That's not him. He's not that talkative type of guy. Russ is a personality. Russ is a dog. And I think that adds to the dynamic of the Denver Nuggets. We need that here. We need that toughness, that grit. He's a good rebounder, a good hustle player. He does cause some turnovers. But I think with this new role over in Denver, with him coming off the bench, backing up Jamal, he can start to settle down a little, slow down a little, because we don't need him to be an all-star here. We just need him to bring the energy. So I love it, man. Obviously, it's a big name coming to Denver too, and we're here. I think it's great. Like I said, huge Westbrook guy. Loved watching him back in the day. I still like seeing him today. I want to see him do well, and I'm happy he's in Denver, man. So we'll see what happens. Obviously, still a lot more to see. Like Sach said, we want to see these guys play and everything, see how it pans out. The other thing I kind of want to add too, just real quick before we start to bounce around, obviously the Celtics are really damn good. Really good. Same team coming back. They pay their guys and everything. But I do think Denver still has one of the best teams in the NBA, and we still have the best player in the NBA. We just got to work out how we're going to revolve around that and keep that there. Obviously, bringing Russ in changes some things, but I do think, now we have a backup point guard. And now to what Sach and me were talking about earlier, we picked up Dario Saric as our backup center. We didn't have a backup center last year. And we had Reggie Jackson, who was horrible for us the last stretch of the season in the backup point guard position. We had no one coming off the bench for us that could do anything. We had to leave the starters in. We've addressed some of those positions. So I do like that. I like that for Denver.
Yeah. I mean, Denver's biggest problem, and I said it the whole playoffs, and it turned out to be true, was they didn't have a bench that could score the ball. I don't know if Russ is really the guy to score the ball, because you're talking about he can come to the Denver Nuggets and he don't have to do this much. But look on the team that he was with before. He was with the Clippers with James Harden, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard. He didn't have to do much even last year. He didn't have to do anything. Right. So we already know who Russ is. We already know who it is, like what he's going to produce. I don't know if that's really going to they do have the best player in the world. I get that. But I just don't know if they have the right pieces around him, because the biggest thing that the Nuggets are going to miss is KCP's shooting. He shot 38% from three-point land last year. He's a guy that can defend better than Russell Westbrook. Shoot, obviously, a tremendous amount better than Russell Westbrook. And I don't think that's going to be enough to where, I still don't think they're as good as they were last year. And we saw that wasn't even enough. And the Nuggets are pretty much relying on the young core to take them home. They're relying on Julian Strawther coming in. They're relying on Christian Brown to come in. They're relying on Peyton Watson to come in. And from the production that I saw from those guys last year, I just can't buy into the narrative of them still being a top 2 to 3 contender in the NBA. I just don't see it. I just think I think there's a handful of teams that are better than the Nuggets. So that's what I'm going to stick with. I don't think they're going to get to the finals this year again, unless they make a drastic move of trading for someone. But in terms of energy and selling tickets, I think Russell Westbrook's a great pickup for them. I think he's going to win them some games just off of his availability and his tenacity on the defensive end and the offensive end, a great rebounder and all that. But I still just have some question marks with the Nuggets. That's it. That's all I have.
Let's do this real quick. And I know this is kind of on the spot. It's on the spot for me. I'm going to go on the fly as well. Who would you say, right? And let's not do divisions or anything like that. I mean, conferences. Let's just do straight up. Who are our top 5 teams right now in the NBA, you would think?
I would have the Celtics number 1.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. I think they've obviously deserved that.
Yeah, especially bringing back the same team. I don't really know how anyone would say there. I would say I would say the Timberwolves are a top 5 team. I'm not putting them at 2. I'm just saying 5 team.
Yeah, I hear you. I think they're on there. I do. I don't think they're 2,
yeah,
but I think
they're
they're
a
on
top
there.
5 team for sure, especially after what they did last year. It's hard to not put the Mavs in there. It's hard for me to not put the Mavs in there.
Oh, man.
Just because they went to the finals and they added Klay Thompson, who is the shooter that they dearly needed, and Derek Lively's going to be in his second year, who is a rookie center. He's going to have more experience. Daniel Gafford, Kyrie Irving, Luka Doncic, Klay Thompson. Like, it's hard for me to not put him in the top 5, and I got to pay respect because they made it. So there's 3. I'm going to put the Denver Nuggets in there. Denver Nuggets are going to be in there no matter what. They still got Joker. They still got Jamal. They still got pieces there. Those two players alone.
You got 4 right now.
Those 2 players alone are good enough to be in there. And for the 5th spot, I'd have to put the Knicks.
Dude, I love it. So I'm throwing the Knicks in, bro. Knicks got good, man. I think
the only reason I'm putting the Knicks, I'm not putting them at 5. I'm just throwing 5 teams.
Well, they'd obviously be 5.
No, huh?
Well, the Knicks would obviously probably be 5, right?
I'd put the Nuggets at. I would honestly put the Knicks at like 3.
I don't think the Knicks are over the Nuggets, but
No. I didn't put the Nuggets up. I just said 5 teams. I put the Knicks at 3.
Yeah. But you got to kind of rank them too. You know what I mean? Like,
okay. So
I agree. I 100% like. I love your list because I'm right there.
I'll go Celtics. I'll go Knicks. Fuck it. I'll go Knicks at 2.
That you see, that's too much though, Sach. Like,
I'll go the Mavericks at 3. I'll go the Denver Nuggets at 4. And it's not like I'm lying.
I think those teams are well deserving to be in your list. I don't get how we can put the Knicks at 2 though, and they haven't really. You know what I mean? Like, they're going to be good. I no doubt in my mind. I have them in the 5 too. I think. But I don't think they've got any merit to be 2.
Yeah, they don't have any merit because they're
you know what I mean? Like, I think they're going to be really good, but I don't think we should put them at 2 yet.
Okay, but I want to say about the Knicks. They went to the second round, right? They lost. Or third round. Did they lose in the third round? The finals? Eastern Conference Finals?
No. It was the Pacers in the
Pacers in the Boston Celtics. You're right. So look at it from this perspective.
Wait, it was the Pacers and the Knicks. What are we doing? What?
Did the Knicks get better?
They 100% got better.
They got a lot better.
Really good.
Because people don't understand that they have Julius Randle coming back into the equation.
They got OG
coming back.
Who got hurt. They've been suffering with injuries the whole year. I mean, if these guys are healthy.
Yes.
I think if these guys were healthy, they take the Pacers spot.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. 100%. It's not even a fucking question that they would take their spot. So that's what I'm saying, TJ. Just stay with me.
No, I love that the Knicks are on your list. I was going to throw them on there, and I thought you were might be a little surprised. I just don't see 2, though.
I see 2. I see they're the second best team in the league because they got Mikal Bridges. They got. Oh, here we go. This is the guy to get in here.
Well, just kind of listen to where we're at right now. We're ranking top 5 teams in the NBA, not with conferences, just straight up top 5. But Sach, throw out your list again and keep going because Sach, you got the ball rolling.
Yeah. Okay, so I got my first team in the NBA. I got the Boston Celtics. They won right. They won straight up. You got to give them their credit.
Agree. I think they're there.
Second best team in the NBA. I have the Knicks. Just because they got better, they're going to get better defensively.
I got to hear what he says about that one.
I know. They got OG Anunoby.
Can't argue that. I mean, I'm right there with them.
I think they're on the list. I think they're on the list for top 5. I don't think they're 2 though, but I think they're on the list for sure.
So, I got the Knicks at 2. Knicks at 2. They're getting better with OG Anunoby. Hopefully, he's healthy for the whole season. It's a big what if, but they're bringing back Julius Randle. They're bringing back DiVincenzo. They're bringing Mikal
right.
Bridges, who is one of the best two-way players in the NBA.
Right. You got him
And
at 2. You got him at 2. You got him at 2.
40-minute man. Yeah, you're good. I'm good with that.
Keep going.
You don't got just
Keep going.
friends
No,
to me.
no, I was just explaining what I was saying. But yeah, then they're bringing back Mitchell Robinson. And then I have the Minnesota Timberwolves at 3.
Okay.
I just have to go with the experience that they got last year. As a full team, they made it to the Western Conference Finals. The year that they played the Nuggets before, when the Nuggets won it, they didn't have a lot of the guys healthy. They didn't have Cat healthy. They didn't have McDaniels healthy, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just leaving them at 3. I think the experience is going to get them a long way. I got the Nuggets at 4. I got the Nuggets and the Mavs at 4 and 5, whatever you want to switch it. I can't pick one. I really can't.
Wow.
Just because
Where's
think
OKC?
I was gonna you came in with it. That was the only difference I had with Sach's list. OKC is on the list.
I'm not sold on OKC. I'm just not. I just can't do it.
Okay, so I'll kind of go through mine real quick, and then we'll go to E. I love where Sach's head's at with his list. I think it's awesome.
And obviously, OKC is like a 5-6. Like you get interchange. It's
I got
close.
you.
Like it's so close.
I 100% love where Sach is at with his list. Like I said, I think the Knicks are very deserving to be in the top 5 and everything. I think that was one of those teams that got 100% really better. You talk about injuries that these guys fought through. A healthy Knicks team is competing with the Celtics in that Eastern Conference Finals for sure. Obviously, I'm going to throw the Celtics right now, number 1. I think they've deserved it. You see how they're paying these guys. All these guys are coming back. They're losing no one. The Celtics got to be number 1 from a roster standpoint, just coming off the championship. I don't think the Knicks are number 2. I don't think we've had any merit to put them at number 2, but they will be in my 5 for sure. I think they're great. Okay, you're on mute, so no one heard you. But it's my list, so I'm going to finish it.
I'm not on. Am I mute?
No, Sach is on mute.
Oh. Okay.
Maybe he's talking to someone else. I thought he was arguing with me. Sorry, my bad.
So
my 2 spot is between the Nuggets and the Timberwolves right now. Nuggets and the Timberwolves. Timberwolves being the Timberwolves are going to get a lot better.
How can you put them over the Knicks, ZJ?
Bro,
let him do his list.
How can I put them? How can I put the Timberwolves and the Nuggets over the Knicks? Well, the Timberwolves beat the defending champs, and you have the defending champs, so I can put both of those teams over the Knicks from my standpoint for sure, 100%. So I think oh man, just because they beat them, I will put the Timberwolves 2. But I think the Nuggets are 3, and I think the Nuggets are going to be a lot better this year than they were last year. We'll stand on that. I don't know. I got the Knicks at number 4 because I don't think we haven't seen them at full strength yet. But I do think they're going to be great, and I'm excited. I'm actually really excited for E and to watch. Like the Knicks were like my second favorite team to watch this year. I loved watching them. Just the energy of all those guys. You got all the Villanova boys. So I'll put the Knicks at 4. And I'm going to put OKC at 5. I think the Mavs, obviously, Sach had the Mavs in there. The Mavs are great, man. They just picked up Klay Thompson and everything. I think the Mavs kind of got a little lucky in the playoffs, just with the road they got to go down and everything. But obviously, you see how they matched up against the Celtics. Team-wise, going up against some of the best teams, they just don't match up well. And everything. Now, I think things are going to change. Obviously, they're making some moves, but that's my list. Celtics, Timberwolves, Nuggets, Knicks, OKC.
I mean, they're both good. Their lists, right? You both have basically the same teams. The only thing that I guess where I would be off on you, and I'm not like I just stepped into this, so I'm not prepared to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, is I don't think Denver is going to be top 5. I don't think Westbrook is that guy. I don't think he's 2020 Westbrook. You lost KCP. The West got stronger, but they could be 5 and 6, right? It's hard to tell. But this to be like a 2 seed, a 3, I was like, wow, okay. Like, but who do you leave out, right? Like Sach is saying, okay, at 5, 6 is OKC, Dallas, OKC. It's not. You know what I mean? It's not. You're right there. They're all on that line. I think the only one that well, just definitely I agree with everybody. Boston, and even if they didn't, they're the champ, right? It's Ric Flair. To beat a man, you got to beat the man. You'll start the season number 1. You're the champ. I mean, unless they had a big exodus and some stuff happened, but it looks like they're going to run the whole team back. So let's run it. Man, I like the Knicks at 2 because just like you're 2 with Denver, I'm a Knicks guy, but
you got to put them at 2.
See, I didn't put Denver at 2.
You got to put them at 2.
You know what I mean?
You got to put them at 2. Bro.
I didn't put Denver at 2 though. Like I said the Wolves were better.
I know, but you were close. You were close, and then you're like, well, Minnesota beat them. But you wanted, and you can, right? Man, we're just picking. It's like fantasy football.
I hear you.
Right now. We're just picking our stuff. I don't know if Westbrook, and hopefully you guys got one more thing out there you're going to bring in or do something.
No, you're good. Go ahead. I'll let you finish. Go ahead.
No, that's kind of my point. My point is just to the both of you guys. I don't know if Denver's going to be this. They're going to be strong, but they'll probably be 3rd in the West. I don't even know if Westbrook's going to play all year. Gosh. It's a good. I don't know.
The only thing
because I like your energy. I like the whole town's energy. When you live out here, it's tough because you get caught up in this stuff. You know what I mean?
I'm not saying Westbrook's. We don't need Westbrook to be an all-star here, but I'm saying I think it's a little wild to leave the Nuggets off of your top 5 when we still have the best player in the world.
Well, because if I'm putting Boston and Knicks, right, that leaves Minnesota, OKC, Dallas, and Denver all out of the West. So one of them would drop off. Dallas is the defending Western Conference champ. Everybody here I thought we were talking about said how Minnesota and OKC are on the come up. If one of those is to be on a downward, I think it's Denver. Joker's another year old. It's just, you know what I mean? These guys, this is what happens, the balance. But I don't think I'll put them in the 5. It doesn't matter if they're 5, 6. They got to go play it, right? You got to play the game anyway. So let's see what they do.
I hear you.
Yeah, Kim Murray. I mean, I'm not. But you see what I'm saying, though? So let's take 2 from the East. That leaves 3 slots out West, and they're all good. There's 4 teams that we have, and they're all good teams.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. Real quick, thoughts. I'm not. I hear you guys, but like when he's he's like the Mavericks were the second Western Conference, this and that. Well, the Nuggets we're still the defending champs. You know what I mean?
Not anymore.
Until they lost.
Not anymore. No, but I'm saying we still won the thing. You know what I mean? We weren't the runners up.
But you guys have gotten worse each year, ZJ. You guys have gotten this.
Bro, we played 1 year. What do you mean each year? It's been 1 year.
No, but I'm saying one you were the top. Yeah. Last year you got worse, and then now you're.
So who are you taking out? Dallas? Is that who you're taking out, ZJ?
I don't know.
I think Dallas is great, but you got to look at matchups in the finals and everything. Dallas got absolutely smoked matchup wise by the Celtics. Like there was no.
Well, but they got out the West. I'm saying, who are you dropping out of those 4?
I'm dropping.
Would it be Dallas? So you have Minnesota, Denver, and OKC.
I think OKC and the Timberwolves are going to be really good. I think Dallas is still starting to figure out putting pieces around Luka and everything. But OKC and the Timberwolves are on the come up. But you can't. I just don't see how we leave Denver out of the top 5. I don't understand that.
I don't know.
I mean, I understand it because the best player. Crazy. We have the best player in the world narrative only lasts so long. He's been the best player. Hold up, CJ. He's been the best player in the world for 4 straight years, and you guys have 1 title. Just because you have the best player in the world doesn't mean that you win. LeBron was the best player in the world for fucking 6 years, and he only won 1 before he won the first one.
Makes him not the GOAT.
That's just how it
makes him not the GOAT.
That's just how just how it goes in this NBA game. You got to have a team around you. You got to have chemistry around you. And I don't think losing KCP and adding Russell Westbrook and Dario Saric is the answer to what they needed. Like, I really don't. The Warriors had Dario Saric last year, right? I know Dario Saric. So if you want to talk to someone who had Saric, it's me. He wasn't a needle mover by any means. great. He could be a needle mover for the Nuggets, but he's not going to be that guy. Russell Westbrook, when you talk about, oh, we don't need him to be an all-star, he accepted that role 2 years already. He was on a team with James Harden. He was on a team with Kawhi Leonard. He was on a team with Paul George at the same time, and you saw how that happened. Kevin Durant, he's not a needle mover in any sense of winning a championship after you lost a guy who KCP was a better defender than Russ, better three-point shooter than Russ. Adding him, he's like a Kroger brand, like hypergenic, like hamster that doesn't move the needle in that sense. And when I talk about the Nuggets when they won. They were the best team by far when they won. Last year, I said they weren't the best team. They were the best closing team, but they weren't the best team. And now they're getting worse. They're not moving the needle. And you're relying on guys like Peyton Watson, who is fucking ass. I'm telling you that right now. He's ass. You're relying on fucking guys like Christian Brown. Christian Brown's not going to turn into someone like out of nowhere where he's going to move the needle. And you're relying on guys like Julian Strother, who's in his second year. It's just not going to work out.
Let me can I give you one more? I want to switch something on my list.
The NBA don't move like that with championships. It don't move like that.
I want to switch something in this. Or I forget what my list was, but if Knicks were 2, I'm taking them out at 2. The more we talk, and I think Minnesota is going to be a fucking monster next year. And I'm going to tell you why, because Ant already believed in himself, but now he's playing with the best players in the world in the Olympics and seeing that he could hang. He's playing with the LeBrons and everybody and like, hey, you know what? I think he's going to come back next year with a whole lot of confidence. I'm not a big Cat fan, but, they do have something. And they weren't first in the West for a majority of the season, right, this year. But I think Ant's just coming back with so much more confident. Just as a player, you're like, hey, I see these guys and I play. Now you're teammates with Curry. You're teammates with KD, and you're like, I'm not saying you're better than them, but you're saying I'm running with them. Yeah, you're like, hey, I'm running with these guys. Man, I could do this. And he'll come back next year. So I put Minnesota in 2. I don't have a problem putting Dallas or Denver 5 and Dallas 6. I mean, but I just don't think they're top, That's just on me, though.
No, I understand. The only thing I'm going to say right now is if anyone wants some action for next year, you know where to find me.
Yeah.
Sach, if you want some action on how far the Nuggets are going to go, well, you just let me know. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
I'm gonna see how our football goes, and then I might give you a double nothing on
this is what I don't want to hear this now, and then later it's like, well, I didn't want to bet you because no. We'll see. There's a lot that can happen, injuries, all this stuff. We're gonna see. Only thing I want to say,
right?
So if you guys want the action, you let me know. We'll do it now. Only thing I'll add. Hear what you guys are saying. I'm not saying Westbrook moves the needle or anything like that. We didn't have a backup point guard last year. We didn't have a backup center last year. We now got those on the team. The reason we did so poorly late in the season was because we played the starters too damn much. Everyone was winded. Everyone was tired. We at least got some replacements. All right. So I like that aspect of it. All right. Hopefully to take a little bit of the load off.
You should be excited. You're a fan. But I feel like, and I got to give Scott's credit. Let me give Scott some news. But this is where it goes. Let me finish up. Last season, right?
But East team got better. East team got better.
We were coming out the All-Star game, and Sach said, Denver won't win because they don't have a bench. And you literally went through the same thing you just did right now. Let me know if you want to bet. Let me know if you want to bet.
Thank you, E.
But he was right. You didn't have a bench. And to your point, you just didn't. That's what happened to you. You played the starters too long. This year you have some improvement. I hope you do, man. I hope you do because, man, you live and die by these squads, bro. I hope they do well for you, man.
Guys, shout out the Bet Champ Show after hours. Yeah. Sachman in the house doing the thing. We argue here every night, but it's all love here. This is sports, baby. There's disagreements all around, but this is the beauty of sports.
Yeah,
Got a
speculation.
couple
What'd you get?
got a couple minutes left in the chat, guys. Shout out to all the live viewers and listeners. Appreciate you guys being here. As always, leave us a comment, leave us a question, give us a follow, send us a DM. We'll always get back to you guys. Always appreciate you being here. Tomorrow, 10 a.m. 4-leg parlay, baby. 4-leg parlay tomorrow, baby. 10 a.m. You guys don't want to miss it. We're gonna give you single plays, but we're putting them all together for the parlay, and you're gonna see some good odds tomorrow and everything to get you into that
weekend. Did you guys talk at all about CC, WNBA, and all that?
No,
not tonight.
Okay,
not tonight.
Good. All right, cool.
We're actually running short on time. We might bounce a little. We'll probably bounce a little. We'll bounce into that tomorrow, just because we'll have Wit tomorrow, and I think the world wants to hear what Wit's gonna say and everything. So, real quick though, quick around the room, E and everything. We'll go to E real quick. I want to throw this to you, E. Before you came on, me and Sach were talking Olympics, everything. Obviously, how big it is, how great it is. One of our main conversations was the Olympics is so great to where, it could be 2 a.m. and you turn the TV on. There's events going on. So many random stuff. You're looking at like badminton, archery. We saw, rugby, fencing, all kinds of random type of stuff, but it's so entertaining when it comes to the Olympics. I get lost in it, which I think is so cool.
Yeah.
What is one of those random type of sports where if it's on, you're like, okay, I'm gonna give this one a watch. It's interesting. There's people that are good at different crafts and everything. So if you could think of a random Olympic sport that you're like, yeah, I'll probably tune in when that one's on.
Oh, I like the track and field. Like I'll watch that even when it's not.
Track and field's always great.
I'm talking. Break out the jacket one time.
Yeah. I'm talking like one of those.
One state for track and field outdoor. I used to do jab shot disc, so I'll always stop and watch that stuff. But okay, other than that, you see me like it could be just a pro, some kind of minor.
They got like canoeing. They got canoeing.
I know.
They got cycling. They got climbing. They got, but that's the beauty of it, right? Everything's on. But no, cool. I like that. Track and field's always huge. Always huge, which is great. I
know what? Like I might, if I'm bored, and this is gonna sound weird to you guys, possibly. Man, I could get into some badminton.
Badminton's cool, man.
Badminton. Like you can't. Those guys are smashing that bird.
It's not bad at all.
Quick back and forth. Yeah, it's like do. Like when we play, if we go to the park and play, we suck. Like these guys are just tap. Yeah, I could watch a little badminton. I'm like, oh my goodness.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Cool stuff, guys. You heard it here first. E is going to be tuned in. He's our inside guy for the Olympic badminton. You heard it here first. This is the Bet Champ Show after hours. Appreciate the fellows being here as always. We got E, Sach. Quick around the room, guys, as we always do. Anything you guys want to throw out to the crowd going into this beautiful weekend?
I just want to throw out to the crowd. If you didn't get better, you got worse. And that's the main thing that I really want to portray to the fans out here. Also, we're sponsored by Far From Par Clothing, golf brand. Shout out to them. They're going to sponsor the show real quick here soon. But yeah, I mean, it's good to be with you guys. It's good to chop it up. Well, I'm sure we all can hope that NBA season is right around the corner. And once October rolls around, which is in like 3 months, we'll be ready to rock. So, strap in if you're a fan. That's it.
The good news is Lawrence Taylor, 56 days till football. We don't got to wait for basketball. We got the NFL kicking off in 56 more days.
Yes, we need football fast.
So, like we said, you enjoy the Olympics. Get out of that. We're right into camp, and then boom, football will be here. So, God bless the Olympics. Filling this gap.
100%, ladies and gents. Shout out to all the live viewers and listeners. As always, great show tonight. Great chopping it up with the fellas, guys. Enjoy your weekend. We'll see you tomorrow for that parlay show. Stay fresh. Stay frosty. Take care. Comb your hair, baby. We'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.